Welcome back to Learn Economia. We are here in this video. We are discussing another set of questions, expected questions for UGC NET. The first question: which of the following is not a problem of small-scale industries? Finances, marketing, raw materials, and strikes and lockouts. These are actually all these are certain problems of small-scale industries. Whether your industry is a small-scale or large-scale, all these would matter definitely. But from these, which one of the following is not a problem of small scale industries? This you have to be careful while reading the question. There is something known as not a problem. Which one of the following is not a problem of small scale industries? So finances is actually a problem with respect to small scale industries. Marketing is a problem of small scale industries. Raw materials is a problem of small scale industry, whereas strikes and lockouts are not that problematic when it comes to small scale industries. Definitely it's a problem, but when you are given these kinds of options, you can see the comparatively less influencing option, okay, in these kinds of question, and here it is strikes and lockouts. HAL is related to manufacturing of telecommunication equipments, aircraft, space missiles, war missiles. These are the option. And HAL is actually a government-owned corporation which is involved in operations of aerospace industries. So from this explanation, you can understand the right answer. The right answer is option B, which is aircraft. So this would be including the manufacturing and assembly of aircraft, navigation, telecommunication equipment, communication equipment, all these kinds of things. Next, for the location of which of the following industries, the availability of raw materials not a primary consideration. Here also, you have to read the question carefully. There is something known as not in the question. So, where in which all of these industries raw materials is not a problem, or which one of the following industries availability of raw materials is not a primary concern? And steel, sugar, electronics, and cement. So here you just make some kind of your sense here. Just use your sense here. So for iron and steel, definitely raw material is a matter of concern. For sugar, definitely raw material is a matter of concern. For cement, also raw material is definitely a matter of concern. But for electronics, it is not a matter of concern. Now, not a matter of concern in the sense, not a matter of primary consideration. Okay, so the right answer here is option C, electronics. Next question: infrastructure cess is a levy or a tax on what? Builders, railways, motorcycles, public transport. So infrastructure cess is the question. The right answer is motor vehicles. Actually, the government of India has imposed this cess on production of vehicles. So this is at 1% of 1% on small petrol, LPG and CNG cars, 2.5% on diesel cars, and also 4% on higher engine capacity vehicles. Next, you have a question on core sectors in India, which is not included in core sectors. Again, you have to find the word not in the question. The options are coal, fertilizer, electricity, and chemical. The right answer is option D, chemical, which the 8 core industries include coal, crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, fertilizers, steel, cement, and electricity. So, in this, chemical is not a part. So the right answer is option D, chemical. Next question, which is not included in manufacturing sector. Here also we have the word not. Large industry, small scale industry, micro industry, and construction industry. These are the options. The right answer is construction industry, which is not a part of manufacturing sector. Next, in an economy, the sectors are classified into public sector as well as private sector on the basis of what criteria? That's the question. And your options are employment condition, nature of economic activities, ownership of enterprises, use of raw material. So definitely we know it is based on ownership of ownership of enterprises. So whether it is owned by the government or whether it is owned by the private party, this is what makes the distinction between private enterprise and the public enterprise. So we have in our economy both private as well as public, and also definitely we have public partnership going on in many areas. Public ownership means majority of the share would be owned by the government, and in the case of private ownership, this is owned by a private individual. Next, economic liberalization in India started with dash. Substantial changes in industrial licensing policy, the convertibility of Indian rupee, doing away with procedural formalities for foreign direct investment, significant reduction in taxes. So just understand the question clearly. It is told us economic liberalization in India started with what? Starting point was the key as element in this question. So we know that it is something to deal with industries which came into the mindset of people who went for the economic liberalization by the early 90s. So it started with the changes in industrial licensing policy only, the LPG model, which is a combination of liberalization, privatization, globalization, which was introduced by the time of Manmohan Singh. So during that time, it was Manmohan Singh who was acting as who was the finance minister of India. So he was leading India to attain this LPG reforms in 1991, because India was actually during that time India was facing multiple problems with respect to depleting reserves, foreign exchange problems, all these kinds of things were there during that time. So during that time, what the government has done is that the government has made Indian economy experience liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Next question, which of the following areas has been excluded by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs from the ambit of corporate social responsibility activities? Okay, so this is not a new term, but during these days, this corporate social responsibility is gaining importance, especially when we are facing something known as externalities, market failure, all these kinds of things. So why this corporate social, which of the following areas has been excluded? Livelihood enhancement and rural development projects, contributions made directly or indirectly to any political party, promoting preventive health care and sanitation, making safe drinking water available would be considered as CSR activities. So here we have to understand that as per the rules prescribed by the corporate social responsibility, companies must spend at least 2% of their 3 years average annual profit for social welfare activities. But the funds given to political parties and also the money spent on employers and their families will not be counted as CSR. So the right answer here is option B, contributions made directly or indirectly to any political party. Next, which of the following commissions or companies of Indian origin signed a pact for obtaining oil blocks in Libya? Reliance Petroleum, Oil India Limited, ONGC, and BPCL. The right answer is option B. That means that oil sector majors at ONGC. Then you have Oil India Corporation or Indian Oil Corporation. So these they have combined with respect to this thing, and this is to enhance the exploration possibilities for Indian companies in North Africa. So that's it. The right answer is option B, in Oil India Limited. Oil India Limited. Okay. Next, which company adopted Taj Mahal through the Clean India campaign of Tourism Ministry? A very important question which has gained importance in recent days. The options are Indian Oil, BPCL, HPCL, ONGC. Right answer is ONGC. You can see that this is with an aim to attract more visitors to our country by improving our hygiene, by improving our cleanliness. Uh, so the Tourism Ministry of India has launched Clean India campaign, and by selecting Taj Mahal as a site, they have, and this is something which is adopted by ONGC. The second site to be covered under this project would be Qutub Minar. This Taj Mahal is the second site which was covered under the project, and the first site was Qutub Minar. Okay. So the right answer here is option D, ONGC. Next, during the episode of sustained fall in crude oil prices during the year of 2015, which among the following best describes the pricing strategy of OPEC countries? So this is very important here. The word best is very important. The options are transfer pricing, predatory pricing, defensive pricing, and profit maximizing prices. The right answer is option C, that is defensive pricing. So this is actually a pricing strategy where the product or service, it is set at a low price, and this is with the intention to drive competitors out of the market. So they do not want any competition to be happening. So in order to drive away the competitors, what the parties involved in this do is that they go for defensive pricing. Next, classification of an enterprise into public or private sector is based on, this is something which we have already done. The right answer is option B, ownership of assets and enterprise, whether majority of the share of the company is owned by the government or the private individual. This is what determines whether the company is a private one or a publicly owned one. So the right answer is option B. B. Now, according to the Companies Act of 2013, nominal capital implies what? Options are such part of capital which has been called for payment, the maximum amount of share capital of a company, such part of capital which has been received by a company from its shareholders, such capital as the company issues from time to time for subscription. The right answer is option B. So this is authorized or registered capital, which is a sum mentioned in the capital clause of memorandum of association, which is a maximum amount which the company raises by issuing shares. For this, the company would definitely pay a registration fee, and the limit cannot be exceeded unless the memorandum of association is altered. So this is very important. The right answer is option B, the maximum amount of share capital of a company. That's next. Which one of the following is not a feature of Nehru Mahalanobis model of development strategy? Development of capital goods industries, major involvement of state in the economy, industrial deregulation and disinvestment in the public sector, enhancing the scope and importance of public sector. Right answer is disinvestment was not a part of the model. Okay. That is the right answer is option C, industrial deregulation and disinvestment in public sector. Next, you are giving a lengthy question. You are given two statements. SIG company is defined as one whose accumulated losses in any financial year are equal to more than 50% of its average net worth during the previous 4 financial years. This is the second statement. The government set up Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction in 1987, which of the following statements is or are correct? That is what you have to find out. So you are given here two statements, right? You have to see which one is correct, or whether two are correct or none of these is correct. So the right answer is option C, both are correct, because the industrial unit is something which is regarded as a potentially sick or a weak unit. If at the end of any financial year its accumulated losses is something which is equal to or exceeding 50% of its annual net worth, and that too immediately preceding the 4 financial years, and has failed to repay debts to the creditor in the 3 consecutive quarters on demand made by writing out such payment. So the Board for Industrial and Financial Reconstruction was actually established under the SIG Industrial Companies Act of 1985, and the board was set up in January 1987, and it became functional as of May 15th of 1987. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more video, and also you can be a part of my Telegram channel and Telegram group. I'll be giving the link of these in the description box, so you can use the link. Just use the link. So the link would be shared, and also please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.